Well, ladies and gentlemen, things just got very, very interesting within the Call of Duty landscape. And yeah, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'll kind of leave it up to you guys. I kind of have my opinions on what I think it is, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. As for today, there was a lot of reports last night that came out about 5, 6 o'clock. And I'm not going to lie, it doesn't look very good for Black Ops 7, sadly. You know, I've said it multiple times on this channel. I think it's a fun multiplayer in zombies, but it's just going to get bad press. And I really don't think there's anything they can do to save this game. It's just wrong place, wrong time. It is what it is. So we're scrolling Twitter like we normally do. And my boy Ghost of Hope tweets something. And he pretty much just tells us that the players and the sales are very, very poor this year. They're very low player numbers compared to other years, and the sales are not very good. And obviously, this is not new information here. Like, we've been covering that the last couple days. It's not like it's this breaking news. But what comes after that, I think, is a little bit more important and more of the shock factor. And so, coming from that tweet, I think Nero Cinemas actually either replied to it or he tweeted something out himself and pretty much said, you know, the meme at this point, Call of Duty is too big to fail, and tweeted these sales numbers. So the sales numbers actually came out on Steam, and I actually have them pulled up here real quickly. It indicates that Black Ops 7 sold over 400,000 units on Steam. And what Black Ops 6 sold was 2.3 million. That's a little bit of a difference, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, if the math wasn't adding up. Yeah, so it's like, what is that? 2 million copies less? So that isn't very good. Now, I want to quickly defend Call of Duty, and I want to quickly defend them in this case. I don't always think Steam charts are kind of the way to fully get the full picture and scope. Now, like I said, numbers like this, yes, it's pretty obviously that there's decline. Player base on Steam not hitting 100K, obviously there's a decline. But I do feel like showing these numbers kind of, it's just one of those where you just get beat when you're down type of situation. I think a lot of people are playing Call of Duty now on Game Pass. So if you're on PC and you're buying Call of Duty, you're probably getting it on what is it called? Battle.net. And if you're wanting to rent it or just own it for a little bit, you're just going to get it on Game Pass and pay whatever it is, 20 bucks a month. And you have the ability to play COD and Indiana Jones and all that other stuff. I don't know too many people that are buying this game on Steam. Also, last year on Steam, Black Ops 6 ran terribly. Like, it was one of the worst performing Call of Duties of all time. So I'm assuming most people went, okay, we're probably not going to buy it on Steam again. But with all that to say, I am not defending the decline in players. Like, obviously, if it's that bad on Steam and player base is that low and sales are that low, it is more than likely similar on other platforms like Xbox and PlayStation. I'm sure they are not doing as well as they have in years past. And when I say that, somebody's going to bring up the charts, how Call of Duty's 1 or 2, and that's totally fine. I don't think that doesn't mean that they're not selling way less copies, because I think a really bad year for Call of Duty probably still beats 99% of games out there. Like, who's going to beat them? Fortnite? But that does not change the fact that this is where things get a little bit interesting. So obviously we know Microsoft took over, acquired Activision, whatever. And with these pieces of news coming out that obviously they see their numbers, Microsoft literally just recently, I guess, told the higher ups in Call of Duty that there are going to be some changes that are made and absolutely nothing is off the table. So this is where I'm like, I don't know if this is a good thing or I don't know if this is a bad thing. So the two things that they mentioned inside of this tweet, and we can go through each one and I'll kind of give my opinion on each one as well. The first one would be a studio merger. So obviously we know right now the studios are all over the freaking place. Like Black Ops 7 has been worked on by 85 studios. And I wish I was trolling. Like when you boot into Black Ops 7 and you see how many studios are working on this game, it's like, where are we at right now? So in terms of studio mergers, I don't really know what this means in terms of, I don't think it would be the big two. Like, I don't think it's going to be Treyarch and Infinity Ward. I almost see like a Raven and a Sledgehammer kind of coming into the mix and maybe going with each respective studio. Like imagine Sledgehammer joins Treyarch and Raven joins Infinity Ward. And then we get back to those, you know, every year Call of Duty, but made by a different studio type of situation. And for me, not really knowing the ins and outs of the gaming, you know, studio development aspect, I feel like this would be a good thing. Like right now, I've said this previously, I just feel like you can tell that these games are being made by multiple studios because it feels like the identity of them is just stretched in different directions. Like if you have Raven Software working on the campaign of BO7 and they got to communicate with Treyarch about this and they're not together in the same studio and the vision gets cloudy, the vision gets murky, and then you get the product that we got with Black Ops 7 campaign wise. I said it before, there's no way that Treyarch saw that campaign before it was too late and went, that's a great campaign. Unless I've misunderstood Treyarch this entire time, that's disgusting, okay? And so when I see that, it brings me back to the old school Call of Duties where we had Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and they just kept rotating. And that was the golden age of Call of Duty. Those stop T. Those 6 years, okay? Those 6 years were when they were flip-flopping between studios and were making banger after banger, and each game had its own identity. And I will never stop talking about that because that is where Call of Duty started losing the sauce. You know, they started trying to do too much, bringing in other studios, and that's when it gets convoluted and too many cooks in the kitchen. And so the studio merger, in my opinion, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I think if that's going to make them work better together and the ideation comes together and things become more seamless, and how can I argue with that? So studio merger Microsoft, I like that idea. I like it a lot. Okay, so that's the first one. Now the second one is rethinking their monetization model. So this one is actually, this is where things can get very interesting, I think, in my opinion. What do they want to do with this? I don't know. But I think the biggest problem that we're running into with Call of Duty is they are using the free-to-play model of microtransactions on a $70 video game. The video game is not free to play. You have to pay $70, and then they give you all this crap after you buy the game to make even more money. And I think people are just fed up with it. They're fed up of scrolling across the tabs, trying to get to create a class, and then the store pops up, or a battle pass or a seasonal thing pops up, invades their visual. They can't see anything. I mean, in my opinion, and before I go into more of a rant, I feel like if you pay $70 for something, there should be no ads on your screen. I don't really think I've ever talked about this on the game, but when I boot into the game and I've paid $70 for it, I want it to feel like Black Ops 2. I want it to be, do you want to play the campaign, multiplayer, or zombies? And when I click into those, I don't want anything. Maybe a message of the day. But the message of the day is not that there's a new battle pass or that there's a new skin in the store. It's like, hey guys, we just added Nuketown 2025. Hope you enjoy. Or Slayjacked in Black Ops 7. Like, hey, hope you enjoy. Merry Christmas. Not, hey, there's a Beavis and Butthead event. You want to join it and buy it? It's $9.99. No. No, they're using this free-to-play model on a $70 game, and it has to change. It has to change. And I think there's a number of different ways we can go. And we talked about it yesterday. I don't know if you guys joined the live stream. We actually had a great time. I'm going to start doing live streams Monday through Friday for like 2 hours. An hour of just talking about what's going on in the COD scene. And then I'm bringing people into the Discord and having them talk about what's going on and their opinions. So we did it yesterday. Go back and watch it. It's actually really funny. We brought in some people to do hot takes. And one of the hot takes from you guys was actually that Call of Duty should go free to play. Free to play game, and then you can charge whatever in the world you want for monetization. You know, like, I don't think if I was getting the game for free, I would not be bothered by a battle pass. I would not be bothered by a store promotion, because I would go, hey, that's how these developers are making their money and getting paid. They're giving us a free product. But I'm spending my own $70 on this. Why the heck am I getting all that? So there needs to be an adjustment of how they either present what's in the store, how they charge for their game. I mean, look at Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is $40, and that's going to bring my next point in. I didn't mean to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Arc Raiders is a cheaper game. Now, I know they have a little bit less of a product than Call of Duty. I mean, technically, they included campaign and BO7, but was it actually worth playing? It's just subtract from the final price. But you know, Arc Raiders is $40, and you know what they have right now is like their Arc coins, and they've done it in a way that I really like. So you can go into the store and you can see one of their bundles where it's like, hey, you get this little outfit, you get this little backpack, and you get this little thing for your little rooster guy there. And within that, if you don't want all 3 items, you don't gotta buy all 3 items. You can go in individually and say, you know what? I just want the rooster with the scuba outfit on. And you can go spend 200, I was gonna say V-Bucks, but 200, whatever you call them, coins. And then here's the coolest part about their store. After you buy that, you get a discount. Like it recognizes that you've bought the piece of the pie, and it doesn't charge you full price if you then want to go and get that bundle. You're like, you know what? Actually, I like that outfit. I like that book bag. Let's actually finish that little combination out. So they go, hey, you spent 200 V-Bucks on it already? Take 200 off. And so I think the ability to buy individual items alongside, hey, give us a discount if we do buy individual items and we want to fulfill that bundle, you're gonna just reward, like, players are gonna want to spend money. People, if they feel like they're getting taken advantage of, they're not gonna want to spend money. But if they feel like they're getting taken care of, they'll be like, hey, okay, cool. Like, I got my paycheck for the week, I might go buy a new skin. And so, you know, when I'm thinking back to the blueprints and bundles, you know, you can't just go and buy, like, I got something for a video coming up. I spent $20 in a bunch of games. And within Call of Duty, there was this cool numbers blueprint. And it was for like the Peacemaker or the Peacekeeper and like a shotgun. Well, I don't use shotguns, so I don't want the shotgun blueprint. So if I could have just spent like $5 on the blueprint for the Peacekeeper, I would have been happy. And so that to me is it's gonna encourage me to spend more money rather than like, okay, this whole entire package is $20. I don't want to spend $20. I don't need the Peacekeeper that bad. And so you get less sales. So you got to individualize this stuff if you're going to keep the same format, or maybe you go free to play or drop your price down. You know, you're already down to $40 because of, you know, at Best Buy, it's $40 right now. Why not start at $40? I don't know. Just an idea. Just an idea. So anyway, guys, real quick plug here at the end of the video. Make sure you join the Discord so I can get you guys in and your opinions in during the live streams. Make sure you follow on Twitch. Turn your noties on for YouTube because we're going to be doing that Monday through Friday. I did miss today because my wife is now sick. I know, this is wild, man. We're just passing back and forth sickness. She's sick, so I ran out to Walmart, got her some prescription and all that good stuff. And I needed to record this video, so there's going to be no stream today. but there will be starting next week, Monday through Friday. And I'm excited, man. I hope you guys enjoy this video, but what are your thoughts? What do you think the move is? What should Xbox do first now that they're going to make some moves? Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.